Hello, I'm Catherine. This is Yoga with Come Follow Me. Today we're doing Mosiah 20 through 24. Come to a nice comfortable seated position. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This section of this story is when we meet Ammon and the story from chapters 7 and 8 with Ammon and the 16 men who come to the gates. And there was a little bit of confusion, remember, because we didn't know the whole story. Now we know everything that went on beforehand. And so now we're going to get to that story and then keep going. I also wanted to just note, I know sometimes it can be easy to lose our breath. When I teach my classes, I really try to keep that breath myself and keep it very fluid throughout my class, right? So everybody's inhaling, everybody's exhaling. Each movement comes with each breath. It's a lot harder in front of a camera, but mostly it's a lot harder with teaching the Book of Mormon at the same time. So I just want you guys to remember to just keep your breath alive. As we inhale, we're expanding. As we exhale, usually we're coming in or bringing something in closer to us, wringing out that core, right? And wringing out that air, letting us exhale, making room for a deeper twist or a deeper pose. So as you keep that in mind, or if you want to stay in a pose for a little while longer, just keep that breath nice, even, and deep. And you'll see that it does a lot more for your practice. So what we are going to do today is start on our backs. Shavasana or corpse pose. Our palms are facing up. Our heels are about hip width distance apart. Our neck is relaxed. The muscles around our eyes are relaxed. And our breath is nice and deep and even. How are you feeling today? What is coming up for you today? What are those things going on in your mind that you don't tell anybody? We all have them that are just there. And when somebody says, "How are you doing?" you say, "Good." And you don't necessarily tell them or don't care to tell them. But give attention to those thoughts for a moment. Do they bring up discouragement? Do they bring up any negative feelings towards yourself or someone else? Maybe comparison. Or maybe they bring up happiness and excitement and love and familiarity and comfort. Just give it some attention, whatever that means for you. Whenever you're ready, inhale, bend your knees. And exhale, just bring them in towards your chest. Give them a nice hug and sway side to side. This naturally massages that back, the lower spine. Let both of your knees fall to the right side. If you have more of a stretch, gaze to the left. You can cactus your arms, which is bending your elbows. So we're starting in chapter 20, and if you remember, let's review for just a little bit. King Noah died, and his priests ran away, remember, because they didn't want to get killed. And the people that were with King Noah, that had fled with him before when the Lamanites came to attack, they went back to find their families. So they went back to the land of Nephi and saw Gideon there, and he told them everything. That the Lamanites, remember, are keeping them captive, and these people from King Noah are giving the Lamanites half of everything that they own. It starts out with saying that there was a place that the daughters of the Lamanites loved to go and dance and sing and be happy and be merry. Inhale, legs up to center, knees up to center. And exhale, just let them fall to the other side. And the priests, who are just wayward right now. They don't necessarily live in a city. They had fled before. They were with King Noah, but he died. And so they're just kind of wreaking havoc. Basically, they were on Noah's side, so they're not necessarily righteous. They see the daughters of Lamanites dancing, and they take them and bring them into the wilderness with them. And the Lamanites then notice, and they run over to the people of Limhi. Remember, Limhi is the son of King Noah, and he is with the people in the land of Nephi. So they run over to them and break the treaty and start attacking them because they thought that they had taken their daughters. And King Limhi is like, stop, what are you doing? Why are you breaking the treaty? Bring your legs up center. So they talk, Limhi and the Lamanites talk, and they realize, after searching the cities and searching the people, they realize that the daughters are nowhere to be found and that they had actually not broken the treaty. Bring the soles of your feet down to the ground, knees are bent, and we're gonna come into bridge pose. We're gonna do this 3 times, ready? So inhale your hips all the way up to the sky as far as you can go. Bring your shoulder blades together, clasp your fingers together. Take a couple breaths here. And exhale, bring your hips down, shoulder blades relaxed. We're gonna do that twice more. Hey, welcome. Lay down, good job, knees are bent. Okay, inhale, hips up, shoulder blades together, fingers clasped. Exhale, hips back down. Relax your shoulder blades. Okay, last time, inhale, hips up, shoulder blades together, fingers together. 3 breaths. Lift those hips as high as you can, and when you're ready, exhale, hips back down, shoulder blades relaxed. Okay, this next time we're gonna inhale our hips up, bring that right leg all the way up towards the sky, and really feel that core instantly engage. Inhale here and exhale, bend your knee and bring your leg to a figure 4 position on the top of your left thigh. Now lower down the hips. Inhale here and exhale, just bring that left thigh in towards your body. And exhale, release. Bring both feet back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips. Lift that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Place it on top of that right thigh. Inhale here and exhale, bring that right thigh in towards your body. When you're ready, exhale, release, and then roll over onto your stomach. So in chapter 21, the Lamanites and the people of Limhi go to battle 3 times, and the people of Limhi do not win. The Lamanites definitely win these battles. And at the very end of this, the people of Limhi are like, okay, fine. We've lost so many people at this point, so maybe we should turn to prayer, turn to God. So next we're gonna do some tricep push-ups. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. We're going to inhale up, straightening the elbows, and exhale back down to our mat. We're gonna do 5 of them. So 1, exhale, 2, exhale, 3, 4, 5. Give your arms a break. A couple of verses in this chapter. In verse 15, it says, "The Lord was slow to hear their cry because of their iniquities. Nevertheless, the Lord did hear their cries and began to soften the hearts of the Lamanites and began to ease their burdens. And the Lord did not see fit to deliver them out of bondage." So first of all, the Lord was slow to hear their cry, but the Lord did hear their cry. And then he began to soften the hearts of the Lamanites and ease their burdens, but did not see fit to deliver them out of bondage. And then in verse 16, "And it came to pass that they began to prosper by degrees, and began to raise grain more abundantly in flocks and herds, and did not suffer with hunger." Okay, 5 more. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Lift the hips. Bring your knees wider than your hips. Hips on your heels, arms are outstretched in a child's pose, forehead on your mat. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when we talked about sometimes we might need to learn something before our trial ends? Maybe that's what these people needed to learn. Maybe they needed to bask in their questions for a little bit. Maybe if it was so easy for them to say, okay, we've never come to God until now. So now we are, and God gives them everything they need all of a sudden. How easy would it be for them to just be like, oh, that was so easy. So we don't have to necessarily obey. Let's get out of our righteous living for a minute, go party, do whatever we want, and then we'll just come back and God will give us everything we want again. And I don't think it necessarily works like that all the time. I read a quote the other day that said something along the lines of, the questions are okay. It's okay to sit in your questions. It's okay to be in the questions. Not everything has to be solved right away. And maybe, eventually, you'll be living your own answers. And so when I read that and read this, they just tied so much together. Like maybe the Lord wants them to just sit in their questions for a minute, to really figure out what it takes and what it means to build a testimony of their own, and to bask in those questions and then eventually live into the answers. And then 16, and it came to pass that they began to prosper by degrees. It came little by little. It did not come all at once. And with so much given to us so easily, we expect that so much from people, from God, from the church, from our testimonies, from food, from everything, right? But sometimes it comes in degrees. Sometimes it comes slowly, and the solutions come slowly. Okay, when you're ready, come up to a seated position. You got your little scriptures? Good job.
Look, see what in it?
Whoa! So they come to know God slowly and surely and build their testimony on that. And there is peace in the land. And then that's when Ammon comes. And if you remember back in chapters 7 and 8, Ammon comes, remember, from the land of Zarahemla. He comes to check on the people and see how they're doing. He's like, we're captive, and so he gives the people hope, goes back to get his 16 men, and they come into the land of Nephi. And then we come up to chapter 22, where Limhi and Ammon are speaking and saying, we need a plan to escape our captivity. We've come to learn of God. We've come to gain some testimonies of things that we had never known, and now we believe and we get it. So they talk to God together, and God comes and speaks to them. So we'll do this tomorrow. I will take care of the Lamanites. I'll guide you through the whole process, and we'll figure this out. So the Lord leads them into getting the Lamanites completely drunk, and so that Ammon and Limhi and the people can escape. So they do, and they come up to King Mosiah, and King Mosiah welcomes them and loves them and brings them so much hope and light and love. And that is our happy ending for chapter 24. The light in me honors and loves the light within each one of you. Namaste.